to Kaya's Corner. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. How's y'all weekend been? My weekend was full. My weekend was balanced. I had an amazing Friday and Saturday. About to go to the pool and play with some kids and get my spirit refilled and celebrate my nephew's birthday. Happy birthday, Chioma. And all is well. All is well. Now, I want to take a moment just to honor the transition of some great elders in our community, and specifically Malcolm Jamal Warner, who was only in his 50s, and as I aged, the language around elder shifts, but in his own right, just a master artist, activist, all around good person. He, to me, exemplifies what it means to leave a legacy. I saw an interview where someone asked him, "What do you want to leave behind when your time comes to transition?" He said, "I just want people to know that I was a good person." And from people that I know who knew him personally to just all of social media, that was all that was reflected about this man. And so his legacy is intact and accurate, top to bottom. Specific, and you know me, that poetry album, honey, that's what it means to do the work. You never know when your time is, but if you've made the right choices and you've done things from a place of love and authenticity, you will leave behind you will do what you're supposed to do. You will complete your spiritual contract for this time, for this cycle. So just honoring the name of Malcolm Jamal Warner, and thank you for all that you've done for our community. Thank you for all that you've done for our community. On this episode, we are going to be talking about Black Oasis. By now, you should know that I have released a book, my first book of poetry. It's a compilation of 196 poems. And this book of poetry is specifically geared toward honoring and celebrating the Black community. I wanted my first work to be something that reflects not only the things I've been working on in my life for the past 5 years, but really longer, but the thing that I've known to come and value and anchor myself in is in my people. You get a whole lot of propaganda that says Black people ain't worth nothing. You get a whole lot of miseducation that says our journey started with enslavement. You will see a lot of us disconnected and unaware of who we be and where we come from and who we belong to. But I believe it is all of our missions to re-educate ourselves, to liberate ourselves, to make sure that we know the value in who we are, that we know the power of who we are, the gifts that we hold, and that the source of our power is the Creator. The source of our power is our spirituality. No matter what ethnic background you might be from, no matter what country, if you are an indigenous person, if you are a person that has existed in birth from throughout the diaspora, which is really everyone, Pangea, continent. Okay, but that's another lesson. But if you recognize and know and understand and start to reconnect with ancient practices, with ancient traditions, then you will find yourself in power. You will find yourself able to navigate this world in a healthy way, in a balanced way, because we always have everything that we need within our community. And each Black person is birthed with a gift, something to contribute. Each Black person has value. And when we become aware of those gifts, when we start to learn, activate within those gifts, lay in, sit in, love that gift of who we are, not because of what society said, not the bracket, not the platform that society has created for us, but what Creator has created us to do. When we align ourselves properly, we create paradise for one another. Black Oasis is Black people. The people. We are paradise for one another. When we are healthy, we are in alignment, when we are righteous, when we are true, when we are honest, when we are walking in character, when we are empowered, when we are our full, joyful selves, we are paradise. We are the Black Oasis. So I am happy to have released this book. It is available on Amazon, and whether you like your ebooks on Kindle or paperback, and hardcover is coming soon. We got to just lay the things out. And I will be having an event. I will start having poetry readings and a book release party. But this is really more a press for me to manifest, a press for me to produce a product, something that I know reflects my heart, my spirit, my gift. And really the inspiration came about during some quiet time, during some meditative time. I was given an assignment from one of my elders, Dr. Daniel Black, who is a world-renowned author and genius and liberator and healer and inspirationalist and all the things. And I am so grateful that God allowed me to be in alignment with him in this life and allow him to plant seeds in my spirit. And he gave me an assignment, so many assignments. But this one in particular was one to really fortify my spiritual practice. Not outside of in any other system, but really just in my own time, in my quiet time. And so I am intentional about being still every week, 3 times a week. And in that, of course, the writing came. And so my ritual is to turn off any and all electronics at the same time, if I can, right? I do my best, but at the same time, and to sit in my spirit room and to listen and to breathe, and whatever comes about, I write. And so I started writing different poems, started to actually think about themes and think about a way to connect and edit these poems into one space. And I started thinking about different aspects of the Black community, from block parties to grandma's kitchen to gardening to grandfathers to messages I wanted to send. If a Black man reads this, what is he going to take away? If a Black child reads this, what are they going to take away? If a Black woman reads this, what is she going to take away? I sort of wanted this to be a ritual of sorts. I wanted it to be a source of something that you could go to when you need a good word, right? When you need a reminder, when you need something to relate to, when you need help navigating. I wanted you to be able to open this book, in any of the poems, find joy and the beauty of the Black community, and tying in honoring other Black poets. And I have poems specifically geared toward honoring Audre Lorde and Maya Angelou and Gil Scott-Heron, and because that is about, Black people. We honor our ancestors. And so this is a work, and there are more books to come. I have developed some other books. They are not edited, child. I am not a machine. But I have started to create themes and compile other books around other topics, whether it be just strictly Black gospel or just strictly empowerment for young Black girls. And so you can start to be on the lookout for those things. But right now we're going to focus on Black Oasis. So I'm going to read some poetry for y'all. So the first poem that I'm going to read is called My Grandmother Was a God and No One Noticed. My grandmother was a God and no one noticed. She stood without pulpit, a front porch her temple, a frying pan her scepter, and her voice heavy with warmth that softened sorrow until it surrendered. Her Bible rested beside the couch, pages worn by fingertips that healed. She laid hands with castor oil, turned meals into holy offerings, and brewed comfort into every cup of coffee. The kitchen table held her altar. Sweet tea, scripture, folded bills, and the quiet fire of a woman who held the whole house in rhythm. She hummed in octaves of knowing. Each step spoke in sermon. She moved through rooms like breath, gentle, present, necessary. She prayed like thunder, with the force of wind pushing prayers through the veil. She wept like medicine, each tear carrying stories too deep for speech. Healing rose within her sighs. Forgiveness bloomed in her presence. She raised warriors from cast iron grace, with paper fans as shields, floral dresses stitched with joy, and switchgrass wisdom braided into our backs. Each hug a baptism, each pot of greens a revival, each glance a reckoning. She fed the spirit without announcements. She carried galaxies in her silence and legacy in her walk. When she looked at you, truth came home. I carry her in my posture, in the curve of my spine, in the steadiness of my step, in the sacred hush between my thoughts. Her power moved in whispers. Walls leaned in to listen. The wind still repeats her name. She arrived divine and remains eternal, wrapped in softness, crowned in fire, woven into everything that still breathes grace. Why is that poem important? That poem is important because it is important for Black women to know who came before them. It is important to not see the simplicity of your elders as less than. It is important to know that the power they had or possessed was in the most. This next poem is titled, Unmarked Graves Are Gardens Now. Unmarked graves are gardens now. Headstones never arrived. Names remain unspoken by stone. Flowers burst forth like a new generation. Wild and certain, colorful and divine. This soil remembers tears, bless the land. Libation. Each drop carried a vow. Each silence held a song. Beneath the surface, ancestral breath stirs the wind. We lean in. Gathering wisdom from roots that know how to speak in silence. Grief never asked to stay. What remained chose transformation. We walk among offerings. We harvest from gifts. We place gratitude where others placed erasure. Their dreams fed the sky. Their stories echo in our laughter, in the way we build, the way we love, the way we rise with purpose. This earth grows memory. This land grows justice. Every bloom testifies. Every petal sings. Where they were laid, we grow. Where they were silenced, we speak. Where they stood still, we dance freedom forward. We remember, and in remembering, we lift, we restore, we rise. This poem is about, really honestly, police brutality. Police brutality, lynching, just plain old murder of Black people. It's about the importance of saying the names of our ancestors. It's about revering them. It's about reverence. It's about understanding that we can take a bloodbath and turn it into a garden. Our responsibility as people who are still here in this society, carrying on a legacy, is to honor the people who have come before us and to make the world better when we leave it. It's our responsibility to piggyback off of the work that has been done. It's our responsibility to run the play, carry the ball. Whatever your thing is, do it and do it well. It is your job. It is your birthright. It is your spiritual responsibility. It is what you're created to do. You got the tools. We don't have to look at destruction. We don't have to look at all of the hardship our people have endured and get paralyzed by it. Trauma doesn't come to hold us captive. It comes to liberate us. It comes to give us something to get over. It comes to give us something to get through. And this poem is about the gardens that grow out of blood-stained soil. It's all about the mindset and the paradigm and what you see. You can look at tragedy and just fall deeply into negativity, when really it should be something to inspire you to create something new. Be so disgusted and disturbed by it that it lights a fire in your belly, that you produce something that's going to rectify the situation. As we honor our ancestors, we honor people who have given their lives for us, and we honor people who have given their lives for what's right, martyrs who have come and gone. There's a reason, and we must speak their names. Erykah Badu said, we had died 2 deaths. We died 2 deaths. Our physical one and the one when people stop saying our names. Keep looking at the garden. Keep looking at the garden and remember what once was there, and then keep building more beautiful flowers in its space. And so as I go through this book, and I won't read all of the poems, there's 196 of course, but as I go through this book, it's important to understand that there are different chapters, and different chapters honoring elements, honoring ancestors, honoring different aspects of the Black community, specifically honoring water, fire, grief, the wind, healing, freedom, sisterhood, mother-daughter relationships, grandparents, all of these things that make up the beauty. It's really an honoring of nature. You see in the movie Avatar, Black folk I don't say Black folk, but the avatars take their hair and they plug it into the trees. That is what we have the capacity to do when we're in tune with the world that we really live in. Not the matrix that we've created with our, we get in the way. We think we run stuff. It's about the stuff that was here before we got here. The stuff that was here to remind us and right size and reduce our egos to remind us that we are just a small piece of a beautiful fabric. And so, I also wanted to be intentional about celebrating joy, and I want to be intentional about allowing Black men to be celebrated in joy, and let Black men know that it's okay to weep, that it's okay to cry, that it's okay to be. You don't have to live up to toxic masculinity standards, and all that's imaginary and constructed by other human beings who didn't know what the hell they was doing either. So do something new, do something true, do something that's real for you, because if you're sick, we're sick. If you're sick and we're procreating and interacting and going to school with and going to work with, and you're spreading the sickness. Black women, toxic feminine, we got it too. We got to unravel those things. And so this book also speaks to allowing us to be soft and not being responsive in anger, not being reactionary to the things that we've experienced. Unjust, absolutely. But we have the control over how we govern ourselves. We have the responsibility to behave within a code of conduct, and this book speaks to supporting that. I am a fiery woman. I wanted to specifically honor fire. Section 3 is all fire poems. Section 3 is all fire poems, right? All poems about it's how you're okay to be angry, because anger must be sat in, it must be confronted. It should not be avoided. That's how we hurt ourselves. It goes somewhere. Right? You have to release anger. This poem is called We Are Born in the Fire. We are born in the fire. Some like to say we rose from ashes. I believe we were the flame. Lit in the bellies of stolen women and men who spoke in movement, we conquered the fire. We taught it rhythm. Our bones hold embers, our tongues speak smoke. We carry the heat of every ancestor who died, with freedom still on their lips. Do you know what it means to burn and build at the same time? To light a match with your grief and warm a whole village? We set fire to lies and burned oppressive systems. We let them say, we're too loud, too much, too bold. But let them say it. We've been called worse by cowards who fear their own shadow. This fire, it's ours, and we will pass it from hand to hand until every street looks like liberation. Sometimes you just take your own self out, child. Yeah. I'm gonna sit in that one. Yeah. Sometimes you just got to allow yourself to be aflame. Sometimes you just have to allow yourself to sit in righteous anger. feel it, confront it, accept it, because wrong is wrong. I think that turn the whole other cheek is selective. Sometimes you got to shut it down. And I can't wait till we all get on one accord, because when it's time for us to go out in the streets, I'm with you. Just say the word. I've been there before. Huh? Been there before. Protests? Oh yeah, we outside with it. Wrong is wrong, right is right. And guess what? I'm not going to be like, oh, well, maybe, you know what? Bump that. We're Malcolm. Whew. The revolution is a kitchen table. Black women gather with curlers in their hair and babies on their hips to plan the next movement. The real resistance is in the recipes, the rally carpools, the tithes tucked in napkins. Don't tell me you need a podium. All you need is purpose and people. These poems are quicker, shorter, but more profound. I wanted to keep them pungent and to the point. There are some longer ones in there, but this one is one that I got some really great feedback online. Elders with ashes on their tongues. They tried to warn us in parables, in sideways glances, in prayers muttered under breath. Their stories were not bedtime tales. They were fire drills, and we weren't listening. Protest is a psalm. When we march, our footsteps carry the first boom, slap, and crack, each stride a verse in the freedom song. When we shout, we lift praise in a different key, a key shaped by struggle, sharpened by faith. This liturgy in motion, bodies in sync with spirit, truth spoken loud enough to shake heaven. Call it what it is, a holy noise, a war cry wrapped in hallelujah, a sound soaked in deliverance, shouted by those who've known fire and still chose to sing through locked teeth. Section 4 is about gardens, specifically the community. That's what it's a metaphor for. But all of the poems are about food. Food and love, food and family, food and legacy, food and grief, and I'm sorry, I still get full, and I'm still going to be full because I just really can't even believe that I'm looking at this, Section 5 is about breath of the people. And so all of the poems are themed around breath, but this is also the section where I honor different poet ancestors. And so I have poetry that I wrote in honor of and trying to honor the spirit of the authors that have already come. I wrote a poem for Audre Lorde called Silence is Full. Silence does not wait to be understood. It holds what language fails to name. It presses against the jaw, thick with knowing, demanding presence without translation. This silence, full-bodied, sacred, a return to the place where I belong to myself entirely. I enter the hush like temple, like reckoning, each breath a hymn to all I carry, queerness, blackness, a womanhood shaped in fire. The loudest truths do not clamor. They bloom inward. They sharpen the bone. They strip pretense only until power remains. Peace is not absence, it is choice. It is the space I defend with my body, my pen, my refusal. And when silence wraps me, there is no asking. There is no call to serve anything but my own becoming. In that stillness, my name returns to me whole, spoken only in love, honored only in truth. I have one called Sunday Mornings with No Plans. And it's about rest, right? But it's an ode to Phyllis Wheatley. Upon this sacred morning, light ascends. A robe adorns. The sun begins to bless. A vinyl hum bestows its hymn of peace. The day unfolds in quiet holiness. Cornbread with golden honey warms the soul, each bite a spasm, each breath a gift divine. The air is full of silence, rich with praise, where spirit meets the flesh in soft design. The hours bloom like magnolias in July, each petal slow, assured in summer's grace. The hands do rest, the heart receives the still, and Sabbath crowns this home with tender pace. No summons rise, for joy already dwells, and time obeys the rhythm spirit tells. That was a writing black woman. And so poems for Claude McKay, Sonia Sanchez, Nikki Giovanni, Langston Hughes, Etheridge Knight, Jean Toomer, all these Gwendolyn E. Brooks. And this poem is actually shaped in a breath. It's Ode to Gwendolyn E. Brooks. Inhale, stillness enters. Chest becomes chapel, grief takes her seat beside. Joy, tension bows low. Memory lingers quiet. Breath carries names, carved in silence. Exhale, calm, release, rise. Whew, I can't. The glory in a hot comb. That sizzling sound, a hymn, a war cry, a rite of passage. It smells like Sunday. It stings, straightens more than hair. It aligns generations. It says, I care enough to press you into something sacred. Y'all get into this book. Get into this book. Get into this book. We're going to come back because it's a lot to unpack. There are large spaces in the book for you to be able to take notes if you have it in person. Write in it. 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 This book has a particular function. It has a work that it's supposed to do. It has a work that it's supposed to do. So, how to use this collection. Black Oasis is not a book you rush through. It is a sanctuary, a sacred space, a place where your breath can slow and your truth can rise. This is a collection to return to when the world feels heavy, when the ancestors are loud, or when your spirit simply needs a place to rest. There is no single way to read it. Let it meet you where you are. Read it with ritual. Create an atmosphere of intention. Light a candle, wrap yourself in something soft. Play music that soothes or awakens. Let the words settle into your body, not just your mind. You are sacred, and so is this moment. You can use it as a healing tool. Each section holds a different kind of medicine. Soil for grounding, water for emotional release, fire for power and transformation, air for clarity and boundaries, heart space for love and connection, return for joy, legacy, and vision. Choose what your soul craves. Trust your intuition to lead you. Now I'll read the dedication. For the daughters and sons born into battlefields but still learning how to bloom. For the mothers who prayed in silence and the fathers who loved their own quiet way. For the black boys told not to cry, and for the men who carry generations in their chests like drums still beating. For the aunties who anoint with food and wisdom, and the uncles who show love with rides, repairs, and real talk. For the cousins who become chosen family when the world didn't feel safe. For the ones who cook joy into collards, who bury grief in Sunday laughter, who turn porches into pulpits and breathe into testimony. For those who hold pain in their bones and still dance, who tend to others while learning how to tend to themselves. This is for every cracked pot that still carries water. Every voice once silenced, now rising like a hymn. This is for us, the sacred, the surviving, the still becoming. We are the storm, we are the soil, we are the oasis. And so lastly, I will close with the last poem of the book, which is titled, We Are the Oasis, and then the benediction. We are the oasis. Enough searching, wandering, hunting. We are the thing we've been seeking. Each time we tell the truth, oasis. Each time we hold space, oasis. Each drum beat, each belly laugh, each boundary set with love, each circle formed with intention. We are healing in real time. We are breathing as resistance. We are loving like it's an art form. And still we rise, we bloom, we build. I am whole. I am worthy. I am divinely designed. I am joy in motion. I am the dream and the river and the roar, the root and the revolution. I am the oasis. We are the oasis. And once you finish the book, there's a benediction. You know what? I'm not going to read it. Read it for yourself. Read it for yourself. But thank you all so much for tuning into Black Oasis. This book is truly, I'm still processing. Because like, what? Oh my gosh. But I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm overjoyed. I'm grateful. I'm proud. I hope that you love it. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that it speaks to you. And I want to know what your favorites are. Let me know. Send me a DM. Kaya, I really like this. Blake, Kaya, Blake, I really like this one right here. This one spoke to me, girl. Let me hear it. Give me the words. Let me know. We could talk about it. And if you are yourself a poet and ever want to collaborate or host something together or anything, collaboration is one of my core main values, and I welcome it all. Like I said, together we create paradise for one another. Anyway, make sure that you follow Black Oasis on TikTok at Black Oasis Podcast. Make sure you follow Black Oasis on Instagram at Black Oasis ATL, on YouTube at Black Oasis. And you can follow Poems by Kaya Supreme on Instagram. I'll be dropping tidbit poems every now and then. And you can also check out the website at www.blackoasis.love. The Purge Palace. The next one is August 24th at the Kindred Healing Center. Tickets will be available August 1st. So that's 1 week. Next Friday. This coming Friday. Be on the lookout for that. We are going to be purging through movement. We'll be doing yoga, and then we'll do something that connects us in our most sacred, divine way with Lola Stacks, and yoga is with Taylor, taught by Taylor. Until next time, stay black, but lucky you don't have a choice, and peace.